Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We're running from Zoom to lives to. So happy to have you here. So happy to have you with us. I am live and ready to rock, and so excited you are joining us. So just thrilled that you can join us. Let's see. Today's question of the day, I had to have Ashley give me some inspiration here for our question of the day. Let's go with, if you could have one natural skill or talent given to you, what would it be? Like if you could do any one thing naturally and you were just naturally gifted at it, what would it be? For me, I would love to be able to sing. I cannot carry a tune in a bucket. So what would be your gift? Like what would you have loved to have been gifted or been talented with from birth? I see these people on The Voice and they can just sing. I cannot sing to save my skin. But what would be your talent, or what would you have liked to have been your gift? Go ahead and type in the comments. As always, I'm Lynn Wester. We're talking fundraising today in our chat. So Kathy would love to be able to dance. I can dance, but not like that, if you know what I mean, Kathy. Ashley also wants to sing. We are both I am tone deaf. I cannot sing. Oh, Andrea wants to do public speaking without nerves. Baby girl, as a person who pre-pandemic spoke in front of rooms of hundreds and thousands of people, I get nervous every time. So I don't know that there is public speaking without nerves. And I kind of feel like if you don't have nerves, maybe you don't care enough. I don't know. Maybe it's about turning your nerves into excitement. That's something that I did work on with my doctors. Okay, Holly wants to play the guitar. Jenny wants to play an instrument. Okay, what instrument, Jenny? So if you were not born with this particular talent, what would you love your talent or your gift to have been? Like, what would you have loved to have been a natural at? Like mine is singing. I cannot carry a tune in a bucket. Okay, someone wants to swim or dive. Okay, Jenny wants to play the guitar. Okay, I kind of have a sick fantasy to play the harp. I want to play the harp, but I don't want to have to learn the things. Kylie says I want to be born with a filter. Oh, I don't think that. Yeah. Lindsay wanted to be a gymnast. So like, what gift or talent? Oh, Karen, art. Oh, I can't draw. I can't draw or sing. I'm just not in the fine arts world. That was not my gift. I guess I got different skills in life. But what gift or talent, or however you want to classify it, would you love to have been gifted with? Katie wants to on the drums. Eva to relax. Now, Eva, we can work on that, but it usually involves a glass of wine or a beer or I don't know, something. But yeah, the ability to relax. It's a tough one. Even when I go on vacation, it takes me a little while to calm down. So I completely understand that. So yeah, what do you wish you had been gifted or talented in or with? I would just love to be able to sing on key, because I swear I don't sound good when I sing, but didn't stop me. So Suzanne would have liked to have been athletic enough to enjoy exercise. You know what always trips me out? People who are just naturally flexible or bendy, like they can just bend over and touch the ground and things. Some of us just don't. We just weren't made that way. So, we just weren't made that way. So, yeah, it's not everybody. So, yeah. So what's going on with all of you all? How are you doing? Roman wants metabolism of something with a very fast metabolism. Let's put it that way. So yeah, what would you all? Yeah, and so what's going on in your fundraising world? What kind of questions do you have? What are we talking about these days? What are we noodling on? What's going on in your world? What's going on in your shops? So yeah, what's going on in your fundraising? What are we talking about today in fundraising and donor relations land and life? And this is water. So thanks, Julie. We dropped the acknowledgement swap yesterday or today. Ashley's been working feverishly at it, and it is awesome, but it's only awesome because you all contributed to it. So our swaps, our exchanges online, our free resources are only as good as how much you all dump into them. So we're very appreciative. So yeah, we love to show off creativity and style. And so yes, Leanne says getting good candidates for roles on our team. Leanne, our blog is going to be talking about that. And my contribution to that this week is that I think well, first of all, it is a buyer's market for positions. So you have to make your organization super attractive to a candidate. So that's something that I want you to remember is a lot of us have lost people not lost. A lot of us have had resignations and retirements. And so we have all these job openings, but we don't have enough qualified candidates. And so one of the things that I've been doing, because I've been doing a lot of searches for folks and helping people find talent, is something that my friend Angie, so something she said woke me up in the middle of the night 5-6 months ago. She gave a speech a long time ago that said that women only apply for jobs when they're 100% qualified, and that men only need to be 40 to 50% qualified in the job description before they'll apply. And I got to thinking about that, and I started thinking about my profession in donor relations and how it is primarily women. And I thought, I need to be more open to what I would call a wild card candidate. Somebody who only meets 40 to 50% of the job description, but may have an intrinsic value that I might overlook because she or he or they don't check all the boxes. So I've been bringing that into searches with me. And so whereas normally I would bring maybe 2 candidates into the finals, I've been bringing 3 or 4 and including my wild cards. And frankly, it's paid off. I really have some wonderful wild card candidates. It allows me to be way more inclusive. And so, Leanne, getting good candidates is about finding good people. And so I want to encourage you to think about those wild card candidates. Think about someone who had a meaningful connection to your cause. Just something to think about there is what does a connection look like? What is that spark? So just giving you some ideas there. Ashley is correct. The Pulse of Donor Relations survey launches on Friday. We have new questions that take into account the pandemic. We have new DE&I questions. Just really excited about that. So yeah, really, really excited about that. So Ashley says, we're chatting about using our department's relationship building expertise to engage more than just money donors, but also that donate time and skills. That's a departure for you. It's a departure, but it's a good one. It's a departure into inclusivity. It's a departure into, really rethinking what we value, what our worth is. Again, I really like that idea. And I encourage you to further lean into that, Ashley. And so I'm a fan. So I really like that. So yeah, good to think about that. So yeah. So yeah. Let's see. Oh, and if you have an open position, feel free to advertise with us. Also, the other thing to realize is we do outsourcing. So if you need someone to write your um, if you need someone to write your acknowledgments, if you need someone to do your reporting, we do it all, and we're doing it all. Like we're filling in for 7 different organizations right now, rather than them hiring a position right now. So yeah, we're really looking forward to helping folks. So whatever you need, we try to provide. So Diana, good to see you, Diana. Welcome back. I'm going to be doing Giving Thanks Tuesday versus Giving Tuesday. Yay, for the first time this year. And if you have any tips, I'd love them. I'm at an animal welfare organization these days, surrounded by doggos and cattos and maybe some lizards and an occasional horse. So I think that's a great fit, Diana. I have to encourage you to use video. If you don't have ThankView yet, get a subscription to ThankView. Photos, social media posts on giving thanks. Giving thanks. I really think you could really do a good job. So creative thank yous from your doggos, your kitties, really leaning into the impact of what gifts allow. I think the timing is perfect for you in between your virtual fundraiser and your peer-to-peer campaign in December. But remember that you want to focus on behavior. So first-time donors, loyal donors, those who increase their gifts, those are all, if you're looking to prioritize your list and you can't get to everybody, those are people to look to for your organization. So just something for you to think about. So yeah, just again, trying to help you out there. So yeah, that's a good one. Lindsay. Hi, Lindsay. After transitioning from being a frontline fundraiser for 15 years into donor relations, welcome. We have the best job in the world. Sorry, I'm partial. I finally found what I love. However, I'm struggling with growth opportunities in this field. Higher ed seems to be all over the importance of this position, but other nonprofits not so much. True. Any advice on how to grow in this field, probably consulting or even how to grow your donor relations team? So Lindsay, here's I'm going to give you some advice about consulting. Running your own business is all consuming. I absolutely love it, but I am exhausted most days, and donor relations guru, running your own consulting business is a lot. So instead, what about growing out? So usually what happens after you run a donor relations department and build that out is then you'll take on something like communications or something adjacent. So communications, advancement services and operations, research, so usually you take on donor relations and a department. That's how to grow. And then it's donor relations in 2 departments. That gets you to executive director. Then you go into AVP land, where at most organizations you're managing 4, 5, sometimes 6 to 8 departments, like my friend Angie does. She has 6 or 7. Talent management is another way. And then the other way is to go to an organization bigger than yours. So a hospital, if you want to try non-higher ed. But usually the bigger, more established organizations are going to have more growth for you. So just something for you to think about. Happy to answer other questions, Lindsay. I'm not discouraging you from consulting, but running your own business is all consuming. I think if it's done right, I don't think, excuse my French, but I don't think you can half-ass running your own business and do it right. It is, I lost big chunks of my life to my business and I don't regret it a minute, but there is no such thing as work-life balance much when you run your own business. Ask Ashley or Shannon, who deal with me on a daily basis and know that it's a 24/7 enterprise, and it has been for the 11 years that I've run it, both part-time and full-time. So you kind of have to jump all in. That being said, there are consulting firms that are looking for consultants, mine included. So that's always a path as well. Yeah. Kippy, if you bring in a wild card candidate, what are some of the best qualities I'm looking for? That's a great answer. Right now, here are some of the things I'm looking for in donor relations positions. Independent problem solver. So, and some of you are going to you may not like this, but in our workplace, we love to say, oh, I'm a team player. Oh, I love to work in a team. But you know what? Frankly, I need someone who can collaborate, but I actually need someone who can get a project done from start to finish on their own. So I love a team player, and that's nice and all, but independent work is undervalued. I need to be able to give somebody an assignment and have them run with it. And that's the type of leadership I like, right? So independent problem solving. I want someone who's notoriously curious. Why are we doing it this way? What's going on? Why? Kippy, that's great. Number 3, amazing customer service skills. So I often look at the hospitality field, Ritz-Carlton, Marriott, Kimpton, Hyatt, Hilton, anybody trained at one of those, Chick-fil-A, like anybody trained in hospitality and guest service, I'm there for it all day long. I'm looking for a person who is yes and not no. So I want a person who says yes and. That's very important to me. And then another quality is anybody that brings in a bonus skill. And I know you guys are like, well, what is a bonus skill? So if you come with the regular suite of softwares, the Microsoft Office, and then you bring a novice level or an intermediate level of InDesign, that's a bonus. If you bring in an expert level of Excel, that's a bonus. If you bring in that you already know how to use project management software, and here's the project management software that you're really great at, Smartsheets, Asana, what's the one we use all the time? Basecamp, Slack, any bonus set. So if you're unemployed, going out and learning those bonus things, if you know how to edit video, bonus, right? So I'm looking for a core and then some bonus things. So that's what I say, Kippy. And I want somebody, the other thing is I want somebody who wants this field, this job at this time. I'm not looking for candidates who want to slide their foot in the door and then become a frontline fundraiser. I want someone who's going to commit for 2 to 3 years. So that's what I want to do. So Angie Jones, who's on our team, is a certified executive coach. And she has been working with 3 or 4 people lately, and she's landed all 3 or 4 of them their dream jobs by taking their skills, working on their resume, coaching them up, and matching them with jobs either in our network or without our network. So that's also something. If you consider yourself a wild card candidate, it's worth it to spend $500 on a career or an executive coach, because you could get $10,000 to $12,000 worth of salary out of that one spend. So don't go cheap on yourself, right? So Janet, hey Janet, we're planning our annual leadership donor event as an in-person event, but we're looking into ways to also live stream or provide a virtual version for those who can't or aren't comfortable with attending in person. Any suggestions? So this is a space where I really think it's important to lean into the experts. And that is somebody like our friend Ron over at Wired Productions. And I'm sure Ashley is going to bring up his website and may link it for you, Janet. Ron can help you run an in-person program and a hybrid, a virtual component of it. They're the people that, I mean, we use them for Alaska. We use them for Harold Grinspoon Foundation, UC Davis, and others. They take the stress away from the technical part so that you can focus on the guest experience. So I really, really want you to think about that. And so I really, I really want you to think about that in terms of as you resource that budget for that leadership donor event. Yeah, really good one. Really good. Christina, what's the best way to manage deliverables for major gift donors? We're starting to manage each deliverable through a CRM, impact reports, etc. Yeah, Christina, this is a space where our industry, frankly, lacks a fantastic software solution. And it's funny because when an industry lacks a software solution, there's room for a disruptor or an innovator. So my friends and I are working on, and you guys are going to roll your eyes or you're going to be like, God, she never sleeps, and she doesn't. A GRM, a gratitude relationship manager, something that can connect with your software, connect with your database, and manage all the gratitude touches that you need to do for not just major gift donors, but individual donors, first-time donors. So there's a lot of noodling. There's a lot of playing around with what the software would need. Now that I've invented software once, it's not as scary as I thought it was going to be when I created Otter. So now I'm going back to the drawing table and saying, what does my industry need? Because a lot of our CRMs, a lot of our donor databases are not providing good stewardship and donor relations modules. Tracking funds, tracking recognition opportunities, tracking stewardship, those kinds of things are lacking. And so I'm noodling on it, and things are in the works. So yeah, so think about that. Yeah. So yeah, just something. Heather, do you guys do any career coaching? Yes. Email us at info@donorrelationsguru.com, Heather, and we will connect you with Angie. And she is, I have to tell you, she is getting amazing results from her career coaching folks. So Heather, we're happy to help. Michelle is agreeing with me on the hallelujah for the start to finish folks. I think, Michelle, I don't want to say it comes with maturity, but it comes with realizing what you're good at and where you may have gaps, right? So I'm not good at everything. That's why we started today's online by saying, what gift or talent do you wish you had been given that you weren't? And mine was singing. But in the workplace, there's lots of things I'm not good at. So I don't assign myself those tasks, right? Like I have someone who helps me do that, but I have other people who are really good at that. But as much as I love teamwork and collaboration, I also love someone that can take a project from start to finish. I'll give you an example that might hit close to home. And Eva, you can put on your earmuffs, but I went to work for the University of Manitoba and filled in as their director of donor relations and stewardship, and inherited Eva and stole her teammate Ashley. And my working style with them has been, you ladies are smart. You're independent. Here's a project. I want you to do it. And when you have questions, come ask. I trust that you're going to do your best. You have pride in your work. And I know that takes a certain sense of maturity from the employee as well, but there's a larger sense of ownership when the work is done well. I can give praise and give honest praise. I can give honest feedback when there's opportunities for improvement. And there's Opportunities for partnership. Eva's my really strong craft. Like she's a craft woman when it comes to the English language. And Ashley can do a pivot table color coded that makes your head swim. The two of them together are a force, but also they can do separate projects. And that's really just core to what I need from people. I can't, life is not a group work project all the time. Now, some of you may be saying, well, coronavirus, it's been a group work project, and we failed a lot, right? But life isn't always a group project. And so I love an independent contributor. So yeah. Eva says, I feel that you Americans rock in customer service, but it's been an anecdotal experience that a lot of people would say customer service is waning in America, but there are training courses from the Ritz, from Disney, from others that really do, the book from Zappos, really do underscore the importance of customer service can make or break a relationship. And so I'm just such a big fan of that, So let's see. Roman is giving us other things he or she they look for. Anticipating the issues and heading them off before they become bigger ones. Or I would even say, in addition to that, Roman, please, I need an employee who can send up a flare before they get in trouble, or call me into a meeting before it gets out of hand. There is nothing worse than getting an email, and I still get them today, and I don't even work at these places, where it's like, Lynn, let's talk. And I'm like, I don't like to be surprised at meetings. So, another one that I'm always looking for is how do you lead up? So how do you make your leadership look amazing? It's your job, right? Understand the difference between strategic versus tactical. Oh. Roman, if you could bottle that and put that into candidates, I'm not finding a lot of that, Roman, the strategic versus tactical in our industry. So yeah. Problem identifier and solver, and good opportunities to make your boss. And it's a team sport, but I also need individual contributions. Love that. Jackie says, how about a person skilled in meditation or mindfulness as a bonus? I think that's great. Jackie, I will say, for me, you're going to laugh at this, but I probably would reject it in the work. Like, if somebody came to me and said, if somebody came to me and said, oh, let's do some mindfulness together, or let's do some meditation, I would be like, girl, God, I don't have the time for that right now. And I would probably reject it wholeheartedly. And that's awful of me. But maybe someone who can stay calm under pressure. That's fun. Nicole's on. We love the folks at Wired. They're fantastic. So yes. Michelle, I think a start to finish person is important, especially if you're in a one-person shop. That's a really distinct difference from a one-person shop than a multi-person unit, or you're a team of one. I think being able to handle it all and keep all the plates spinning is hard, but yeah, it's essential when you're a one-person shop. Karen, I love this. She has a background in politics, and it's helped you a lot in dealing with donors and connecting them with your leadership, these people skills, your soft skills, Karen. I love that. Karen, the thing I would say to you, and knowing that you've dealt with politics before, is there are so many politics in the workplace that trip up people like me who are 100% just go and earnest. And so, background in politics would have helped me a lot. And it's taken I've scraped my knees a lot by stumbling and falling, by not understanding that the politics were never going to let me do it anyway. So gotta watch some more West Wing, I think. So yeah. Lindsay says, I need some new books to read on the importance of donor relations and gratitude. So you've read mine all? Thanks. And Penelope Burke. Have you read With Gratitude by Jennifer Richwine? Have you read 101 Thanks? I think that's what it's called. No, that's not what it's called. John. I can't remember his name. So let me give you some other. I think I'm going to give you a wild card book, maybe, Lindsay, for you that you want on importance of donor relations, but be Give and Take. Have you read Give and Take by Adam Grant yet? If you haven't, and you have, then I want you to read Rethinking, I think is his latest one. Rethink. Rethink is his latest one. Or Think Again. Sorry, good Lord. Think Again is his latest one. Another book on gratitude would be The Power of Gratitude. There's a simple Power of Gratitude book. You could also read Fish, which isn't necessarily about gratitude, but it's about positivity in the workplace. It's called The Fish Book, and it's all about the Pike's Place seafood market. It's about boosting morale, which I think a lot of us could use a boost in morale right now. I know I'm trying to keep giving Ashley some, trying to get that. So yeah. Karen, you got a cool new job. Tell us where you landed your job so we can celebrate you. Would love to think about that. And Lindsay, I'm thinking about other books. I got one. Hold on. It's not necessarily about gratitude, but it changed the way it changed the way I saw the world. And she's an amazing keynote speaker, a boss lady. It's called The Art of Perception. I love her. And her name is Amy Herman. And then her new one coming out is about problem solving. So, Lord, do we need more of that? So I'm just giving you some of my things that bubble up to me, reads. I have one over there that I have not started yet. I have one on my bookshelf that I want to start, and it's about taking risk. And so I just need to find the title of it. It's called The Biggest Bluff. Let me see if that's the one. Yep, that's it. And it's how you learned how to pay attention. And I think we could all use that. So there's The Biggest Bluff. If you want a really good, for those of you who want a really good feed of books, and I like books, but some people like digital books. The other thing I subscribe to is, let me show you. I have a subscription to, so once a quarter, I get a box of books. It's like 3 or 4 books, and it's also got curated guides and a online content and all this stuff, but it's really cool. And it's called the Next Big Idea Club. Next Big Idea Club. I love their books. It's by Adam Grant, Sheryl Sandberg, Malcolm Gladwell, all authors that I just love, and they pick books for you to read. And then a Daniel Pink, Susan Cain. Here, join the Next Big Idea Club. I probably should, if I have time. See, this is where the entrepreneur in me gets really excited, right? So I'm like, we should form our own Next Big Idea Club book club, or we should form a DRG book club. I really need to work on that. But it's nonfiction. It's all about ideas that help you get better in life, help you get better in work. I've never had them send me a bad book. So, Ashley, I'm talking to you because I know you're hearing me. We should add a book club. We should add a book club to our membership. Next year, we're rolling out memberships, our monthly memberships, and so we should add a book club. That's a good one, Ashley. Will you put that on our agenda for our business meeting this month? Okay, Megan says, what advice do I have for professionals new to this field? So I'm going to crowdsource this. What advice do we have for professionals new to the field? Number one, your network is everything. Get a network. People will give you the shirt off their back. Use your network. Network with people. They're fantastic. Make connections. Number two, learn the culture and the layout of the office. Like who has power, who has the relationships, who's been there a long time. Katuri, ask questions. Be curious. Oh, if I could train curiosity. I would say another thing is be a proactive problem solver. Don't just identify the problem, bring solutions. Oh, Julie, you nailed it. If you are not from this industry of nonprofit or higher ed or healthcare, patience. We move at the speed of slower than sloth, right? Slower than sloth. Jeannie, be responsive. Email people back if you don't know the answer so that's a Disney teaching, Jeannie, that I love that you know. So at Disney, if you don't know the answer, that's completely okay. And it is all about saying, well, I don't know the answer, but I'm going to follow up and figure that out for you and get you to the person that can get you that answer. So that's wonderful. Manage workload and manage communications. Yeah, communicate up is a good one. I would say also in your spare block time twice a week to write thank you notes and to give gratitude, whether it's emails, whether it's notes. So we recently did interviews at a university for positions in donor relations. We interviewed 6 candidates and only 2 of them wrote email thank yous to thank us for the interviews, and I was shocked. Meanwhile, I got my box of mail this week. I get my mail shipped over once a month from the United States over to the island, and I got all these thank you notes. And you know what? They made my day, and there's nothing better than a thank you note. So spending time writing thank you notes. Yep. Donors internally. Be kind. I mean, I feel like be kind is just like 101, but boy, are we missing that sometimes. I love, Kippy, what you're saying. 2 to 3 people that will tell you the truth, the unvarnished truth. Yeah, you need to find people that will tell you when you got a booger in your nose or when you're being a butthead at work. Usually for me, it's because I'm hungry. But I count on my friends and my network to also hold me accountable. Katuri, I love that. Tell people's bosses when they've done a good job. Again, paperless post for lovely virtual thank you notes. Kudos board. I got a kudos board and I still keep it in my inbox, which is rare because I'm an inbox 0 person, and I open it every now and again when I need a little boost of serotonin. Be a good office mate. I know that sounds ridiculous, but don't put up signs rather than commute. So I don't know if I've told y'all this. Maybe I have on a live before, but as a consultant, I have many, many secrets to my success that I keep from people. that go into my reports that people have no idea about. And virtually, I've been missing a certain number of those things. But my favorite one is when I go into an office space and you're in donor relations or fundraising. I can tell you whether the culture of that place is positive or negative by going to the bathroom and looking at your kitchen. I can tell you whether you have a healthy workplace by going potty and going to the kitchen. Tells me everything I need to know about the type of leadership, or just walking up and down the hall. It tells me everything I need to know about your organization. It tells me about your leadership. It tells me about your office culture. So what do I mean by going potty and going to the kitchen or wandering the hallway? So the first one is you go to the bathroom. Is the bathroom well taken care of? Is it clean? For ladies, are there extra little things around? Is there a bottle of lotion? Is there nice, are there feminine products? Is the bathroom a place that looks like somebody takes care of it? Or is it stark? Are there signs everywhere about be a sweetie, wipe the seatie, I'm not your mom, clean up, don't flush this, don't do that, don't do this? If there are signs made on printers everywhere, and if you're interviewing for a place and you go in for an interview, this is important for you as well. You know, are there the niceties? Is there some freshener spray in there? That's the first. The bathroom is my first. The second one is the kitchen. Go look in the fridge. Go look at the coffee maker. Go look at the dishes in the sink. Is it clean? Is it well kept? Are there signs everywhere? This dishwasher is dirty. I'm not your mother. Pick up after yourself. If you take the last coffee, do this. Burp, burp, burp. That is a bad office environment. And I won't want to work there. And I know that people, instead of dealing with their problems and talking to each other, they post signs up, and it's a passive aggressive, not a nice place to work. Whereas if you see in a workplace leftover event food with a sign that says, please help yourselves, or somebody who brings in, tomatoes and cucumbers from their garden, and there's a sticky note on top that says, I have a bountiful harvest, enjoy, or someone who just brought in donuts because it was Tuesday. Those are the kinds of workplaces that I'm looking for. How do the receptionists look? Do they make eye contact? Do they speak to you, or are they, okay, we'll be right with you? All of that can tell me all about a workplace before I even walk in the door. I once walked into a workplace, and the first cubicle I got to, the glass had been completely covered by pieces of paper because this woman didn't want to be seen working. Another one is if tons of people have reflective mirrors behind their computer screen so they can see who's coming. That's not a good workplace. That means people are doing things they're not supposed to be doing at work, and they want to know who's coming around the corner. I don't like that. All the people with I understand a protective film, but all the people with the screen covers, and that's not a healthy workplace to me. Just lock your keyboard, right? So I once walked into a workplace, and her whole cubicle was covered, and one of the signs was a cat with a machine gun. I'm not making this up. And it was an angry cat. And you would have thought it was funny, except for that my first impression was a cat with a machine gun, and the sign next to it said, complaint department, take a number. And it was like a pin in a hand grenade. And then the other sign, I remember them verbatim. The other sign said, today doesn't look good. Tomorrow doesn't look good either. Try again. And I thought, holy hell, can you imagine working with this person? Like, can you imagine what that's like? Also, another one for me in the workplace is don't get into fights over email. Pick up the phone, have a conversation, schedule a meeting. I'll only go one round, and then we're going to have a conversation, because this isn't productive and we're not getting anywhere. So Lindsay says, everyone has to understand the importance of stewardship and donor relations. It's the foundation of our success. Every week I do a Gratitude Tuesday email to my entire team, and I do my best to feed them something they didn't know about gratitude, donors, stewardship, just a nugget. I love, love, love that idea. Love that. I feel like I'm sponsoring a culture of that. So one of my clients sent me an article on Friday and said, every time I see the word gratitude, I think of you. And it was this article. And I like those kinds of articles, those little lift me ups. Those are great things to have, Lindsay. That's wonderful internal stewardship and donor relations that you're doing, and great professional development as well. So sharing professional development opportunities, that's a good one. Roman says, as a former program officer at a charitable foundation, I could know everything about an organization by talking to the neighborhood 7-Eleven. Oh my God, this is so true. Or the Starbucks, or wherever the closest cafe is. The clerks would tell me everything about that group, or whether they've ever heard of them at all. You know, I always say it's about, you know, as all about how you treat the janitor or how you treat the receptionist. You know, that's a big one for job candidates for me as well. Is, you know, if we're trying to schedule with you and you're very difficult, that's not going to go well. Or if you don't treat Shannon, who does my scheduling, with respect, I know about it. Like, she's like the nicest, like, first of all, she has to work with me, so she has to put up with a lot, but she's like the nicest human being on earth. And if you are mean to Shannon, there's a special level of hell for you. Like, that's like punching a dolphin. That is, I mean, the woman is a saint, the way she deals with me and my schedule and makes it work when I have a meltdown on a Tuesday at 1:00 and can't finish the day. And so how you treat those people is really indicative too. But yeah, as we go back into the workplace culture is going to be at the forefront of you know, Matthew posted a blog last week that says, you know, is it kind? Is it, see, there's Shannon. See, don't mess with Shannon. See, is it kind? Is it necessary? You know, this week for me, I'll give you a little bit of insider baseball. We sent out an email at the beginning of the week, and a woman wrote and gave me a lecture on how she didn't like the subject line of the email and how she was disappointed in me, and that, you know, I was glorifying murder culture by saying we were killing it. You know, people were killing it. And it threw my entire day off. And I still think about that email. And while I appreciate feedback and I'm open to feedback, is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? And as I've reflected on the email that I got that sent my Monday into a downward spiral, by one person who I've never met before saying one thing to me, I wonder a lot, is it true? Is it kind? And is it necessary? Because when you shame someone, when you say you're disappointed in them as a human being, it really can affect someone. So while that may have been her feedback, I don't think it's at all possible that she knew the kind of impact it was going to have on me. And I also don't know that it was necessary. Hey, Julie, I loved the email too. We work really hard to make our email subject lines spicy so that you guys will want to open them. And are they perfect? No. Are they, you know, but when we say you're killing it, we meant it. And we meant it as praise. And I see every email subject line before they go out. So it's not like Ashley went rogue or anything. Ashley and I go rogue together. And so, but I also have to take into account that I have a wide audience, and that, you know, some people are just gonna take offense to, if I say the sky is blue, they're gonna get mad at the clouds. And so, but that, is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? I wish more people had those thoughts. And I also wonder sometimes, as a person who puts theirself out there a lot and is vulnerable a ton, would people say that standing in front of me? Like, would you say that to my mom? Would you say, I mean, I already have one mom to be disappointed in me. Like, would you say that you're disappointed in me and that my subject line was propagating, murder and kill culture during a pandemic and high murder? Like, just the lecture I got on a Monday morning was not what I needed. And so I think sometimes we have to be compassionate towards others. So I spend a lot of time working on self-compassion. And I think the other thing about that is making sure I don't then, it took me down. I'm not going to lie. I take criticism. I'm very hard on myself. And so, but I'm also not perfect. And so those are the things that you live with when you put yourself out there and you're killing it. So you kind of have to deal with it all. But boy, was that not necessary for my Monday morning appetite. Let's put it that way. So I worked very hard in Pilates the next day. I had lots of grunts, and my Pilates instructor said, "You're very vocal today." And I said, "I have a lot to get out of me. I wish this was a boxing class." And so there was a lot of grunting involved. So you're right, Julie. There is nobody harder on me than me. And if people only knew, right? If people only knew sometimes how hard you take things. And I know people don't mean to be, well, some people do, but most people don't mean to be unkind. But boy, sometimes I just want to say to them, was that really necessary? So that might be a good thing in the workplace as well, is it necessary, right? Kindness is always necessary. Understanding where people come from, that you don't know what somebody's carrying with them as they walk in the door or log on to that Zoom, trying to be compassionate to them is, so Katuri, you can't send me Facebook messengers that are going to make me laugh my ass off, Katuri. So Katuri and I have a key phrase with each other, and it's totally not appropriate, and it makes me laugh every time. So I'm just going to start using just overtly offensive things, and then I'll know why I pissed people off, I guess. Anyway, enough woe is me for somebody who sent me an email. But anywho, my hope is that so today is the first day of fall. Now, we really don't do fall much on the island, but today is the first day of fall. So I've been watching lots of college football and seeing you guys. Yeah, safe words, Roman. Pineapple mayonnaise. Pineapple mayonnaise. I hope that you are easing into your fall. I hope that you all are staying healthy and safe. And if you need help, that's what we're here for. We'd like to think we're a safe space. Unless you criticize our email subject lines, and then it's not a safe space for you. Just kidding. I want there to be a sensitivity subject line tester, because we test them to see if that will get people to open them. Now we need one for whether or not someone will complain about it. Ashley, you and I need to find one of those services. So all that today. End of year fundraising campaigns are coming. Giving Tuesday, we're in the heart of endowment reporting season. So for those of you in the middle of endowment reports, take a deep breath, do what you got to do, to make it through endowment reporting season. We're all going to get there together, hopefully. And really, can kind of focus on getting adding it to the list of the new software we're creating. Yes, Ashley. I feel like Willy Wonka sometimes. Ooh, Pat. I love you. Pat. I just want to hug you, which is probably going to offend someone. You are never a success until you have critics. Snaps for Pat. I love that. There's a great quote from Salvador Dali that I used to have in my office. Here it is. I wanted to get it right before I said it. The thermometer of success is merely the jealousy of the malcontents. Nailed it, Dali. The thermometer of success is merely the jealousy of the malcontents. So yes, in all my free time, I'm going to develop a subject line sensitivity tool, Nicole. I'm on it. So, oh, here we go, Eva. Comfort the afflicted, afflict the comfortable. I like that. Ooh, that's evil, and I like it. Like yeah. So that's a good one. All this to say, it's Wednesday. Now, not next Wednesday, but the next we'll be back with another live. Oh, be a goldfish, Roman. Oh, Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso won the Emmys. Roy Kent. He's here. He's there. He's every effing where. He's Roy Kent. Oh, Jamie. I was so happy. If you have not yet seen Ted Lasso, it is worth buying an Apple TV subscription just for Ted Lasso. I mean it. Ted Lasso brings me joy. I watched the Christmas episode this season 3 times already, and I'm sure it is, you got to get out there and watch yourself some Ted Lasso. If you're not watching Ted Lasso, get out there and get yourself some Ted Lasso. I'm 2 episodes behind. They do love each other, Suzanne, and they are happy. And I think that happiness comes through in their work. I really do. A lot like the office environment, right? My best ever fundraising year was at Rollins College because we all had a good damn time and we all liked each other. And we had fun. And Aaron, I remember the people's names and I remember the fun we had. And even when the chips were down, we laughed. And so laughter through tears, folks, remember that's one of life's greatest emotions. So I do. But if you have not yet watched yourself, my biggest downfall is that there's not a Ted Lasso character that I could go as Halloween. Because I don't look like any of them, and I can't squeeze this body into Keely. But I want to go, maybe the therapist, but then that would be cultural appropriation. But Lord have mercy, do I want to do Ted Lasso Halloween for everybody? Because I love Halloween and I love Ted Lasso. So I just feel like if y'all could put your kids and dress them up as Ted Lasso for Halloween, that would make me so happy. So especially the mustache. So sorry, I will move on. Y'all have a great day. Thank you all for joining me and lending me time out of your schedule. Katuri, KD to you. KD, love to you. And I will see you soon. And email us at any time at info@donorrelationsguru. Thanks, everybody.